Hey, welcome friends and fans to the Coach Atkins Coach's Couch. We got week 6, and this one's presented by Fisher National Bank. All the Coach's Couches this year have been presented by Fisher National Bank. Big shout out to them for being our presenting sponsor. They always step up when you need them. I know I said this last week, Coach, but make sure you go get your loans over there. If you need a savings, a checking account. Okay. Mortgages, they do the whole thing. I'm in the market for a car right now, so I'll be talking to Heiser over there at FMB. Let's get on with the show. We always start the show, Coach, by encouraging the crowd, our huge crowd in attendance, and also everyone at home. Type in the chat. We need questions for the coach at the end, but we'll also bring back our coaches during Chalk Talk. They come back at the end, and our players that we're going to introduce tonight, Jason, Noah Frank, Jace Dockham, and Noah Frank. Those guys, you can ask them a question too. So put it in the chat all show long. You can do it right up until that last segment, and we'll go over those questions at the end with those folks. Also want to shout out our couch sponsors, Alex and Amy Giorgio, Lee and Peyton Zarusin. Appreciate you guys. Coach, let's get on with things, and let's talk about the Mount Zion game, which we kind of queued up last week as the Apollo Conference Championship for all intents and purposes. Didn't go our way. Break down that game a little bit for me. Give me a quick recap.
Yeah, you know, one of the things that I said to the kids on Monday morning when I got a chance to see them again was I said, you know, the season's not over. You know, life goes on. The sun came up on Saturday, so to speak, and I truly believe that, and I wanted to relay that message to the kids because I know how they felt. You know, that was a tough loss, a hard-fought game, and we can say all the statistics of first loss in the conference since whatever, like on and on and on. And we did know that it was kind of the conference championship game, and to have it that early is kind of different, you know, knowing that we still have 3 more conference games to go. So I wanted to make sure that I reiterated that message to the kids of, you know, just because we have one conference loss doesn't mean our season is over, doesn't mean that we might even still be able to share the conference title. Who knows? Maybe Mount Zion suffers a loss here or there, but whether they do or whether they don't, we still have to keep our eyes on our prize. And at the end of the day, that's us to not only make the playoffs, but go deep in the playoffs. You know, and I say this all the time. I've told it to you multiple times. When I took this job, it was not to win conference titles, although that's great, and it's awesome when you can do that. At the end of the day, you know, there's been teams before that have gone 4-5, made the playoffs, and made a deep run and won a state title. I think, you know, one of our players actually said this to our team, you know, through the course of the weekend, and it said, you know, nobody's going to remember the loss to Mount Zion if we win a state title. You know what I'm saying? And so, again, I felt our kids received that message well. I felt they translated it into this week of practice. We were upbeat. We got after it. The energy and the vibe was great, you know, coming off of a tough, close loss like that. So it was great to see. And, again, that's a credit to our coaches and our leadership group, our seniors as a whole, just the way that they bounced back and approached this week. It was awesome to see and again, awesome to be a part of.
Well, not to rehash too much, but I thought there was a couple silver linings in that game. First thing, you spotted them 14 points. We talked about that, but you didn't ever quit. You never saw the kids quit, and you actually made it quite a game. The other silver lining I want to point out is you guys did a number on Jacob Harvey. We were really a little bit scared of him coming in. He was their playmaker for both sides of the ball, especially offensively. You held him to next to nothing. I don't think he had a catch, but I don't have the stats in front of me. So talk about some of those silver linings.
Yeah, that was definitely, you know, a huge part of our game plan. I mean, he's leading the state of Illinois in receptions and yards. And for him to go an entire football game without a catch and certainly without any yards, I mean, was absolutely part of our game plan. Shout out to Pierce Douglas, who was kind of the main guy in that task on last Friday night. He did a great job. Again, our defensive coaches did a great job of putting that game plan together. We knew that if they were going to have success, it was going to be other other guys outside of Jacob, and then including running the football. And credit to Mount Zion. I told you guys this after the game on Friday. They did a great job of doing what we were going to force them to do. They ran the ball really well, had some really big third down conversions that they were kind of a changing point in the game. But you said it earlier, and that's 100% right. When you spot a great team who was in the state title game last year, when you spot them 14 points, the way that we were resilient and fought back, played 4 quarters of tough, hard football, to be a 2-point conversion away from being down 3 points in the fourth quarter, man, I can't say enough great things about the fight and determination that our kids had to not give up, to not quit, to continue to give it all, lay it all out on the field against a very good ball club, in Mount Zion. It was, again, I'm never a person for the for the moral victories, but we were able to take away a lot of good things from our kids from Friday night.
And a couple great kickers in that matchup, too. I thought Jackson Davis hitting a field goal was nice to see as well. He deserves, some credit for that, because the kickers, they don't always get any praise. But let's move forward. Now we've got Effingham, and we talk, maybe that was the conference champion. This Effingham team is no joke. They come in at 3-2. I was looking them up. They've got a couple really good sophomores on paper, at least. And sophomore receiver, I think his name is Jenner Pass. Maybe you can pronounce it better. Pals, 106 yards a game he's averaging on receiving yards. He's got, looks like another sophomore running back that's averaging 113 yards a game in Lexington. Is it Roberts? Mm-hmm. So talk about some of their young guys that are putting up some pretty staggering numbers here early.
Yeah, so, at the end of the day, it's still a Brett Hefner coach team, and they're still going to be Effingham and do what they do. But to your point, they're more versatile this year than they've been in the past as far as throwing the football. Again, they have a wide receiver who's a sophomore who has over 500 yards receiving on the year so far. He's an absolute weapon, and they do a great job of moving him all around the field. A sophomore running back who's kind of filling in for the senior who got injured. He's really dynamic. The senior was kind of the bowl, if you will, kind of the downhill, kind of between the tackles, where this kid is very elusive. He's not afraid to bounce it outside the tackles and make things happen. He's a really good athlete, and so we're going to have our hands full kind of containing him and slowing him down. And then on top of that, although they got, some young pieces here or there, they got some older pieces, to go with them. The quarterback who returns, he was a starter last year. They got an all-conference lineman who comes back, who's kind of their strong tackle. He's done a great job. And then on the defensive side of the ball, again, they do what Effingham does. They're going to play really good man-to-man defense. They're going to kind of load the box with a 4-2 and an overhang to the field, and they're just going to flat get after you and punch you in the mouth. Again, that's what Brett teaches. Mm-hmm. That's kind of what he instills in those kids from when he meets them when they're younger and kind of all the way up through. And we know that it's going to be a hard, physical, 4-quarter football game. But like always, and I told you this off the air before, we had one of the best weeks of practice that we've had so far this year. Again, the morale, the energy, the effort from the kids, you never would have known that we were coming off a loss, a tough, hard loss to a Mount Zion team the way that we approached this week. And I couldn't be happier or prouder of our kids and our coaching staff for being able to bounce back and, like I said, have the week that we had. I'm really excited for this opportunity that we have on Friday night.
Well, you keep mentioning it, but this team, they just keep showing resiliency. That's been a theme, with the Sycamore win that nobody expected after the Morris loss, the tale of two halves with Taylorville. They just are resilient. So I think you're building for that playoffs, like you said, and that's only going to make them better.
Absolutely.
You referred to the senior quarterback. His name's Jackson Bridges. He's got 12 TDs on the year. Do you take time to look at Effingham the way you did with Mount Zion and try to take away their strengths, and maybe you leave the running game open, or you take your chances? Or are you trying to kind of combat all levels? And we'll talk to Coach Turk about this as well. But what goes into that game plan when you've got all these different weapons offensively that you got to worry about.
You know, they certainly do have a bunch of weapons, and that's, I'm not ever going to take anything away from those kids or certainly that coaching staff. But what they do offensively kind of helps us from a standpoint of the way they substitute their packages. So when they're in their run-heavy type set, they typically bring in those tight ends, those H-backs, those fullback type kids, sometimes an extra offensive lineman, where we can kind of game plan for that specifically, right? We can make those adjustments and bring in those type of kids as well, where when they want to spread it out and go 4 wide, they're going to sub in a whole new personnel. The trouble or task, I guess, that we had against Mount Zion was they could stay in that 4 wide receiver personnel and JC throw his hand in the dirt all of a sudden, or them go to an unbalanced set, or whatever the case may be. And so that's kind of what gave us some troubles as far as the Mount Zion game plan, or at least what we knew they were going to do or what they should do for them to be effective offensively. Where we feel a little bit better about this game plan is that we can kind of match the personnel of when they substitute and what they're going to try to do out of those different formations and personnel packages that we're going to try to match up against.
That makes a lot of sense. A little less dynamic maybe and more predictable, which is good and bad. Good teams, execute. But let's talk more about Friday. You've had a homecoming. You've had all these distractions. The first game of the year, then homecoming. This isn't really attached to anything. There's no Dogapalooza. You feel better about that?
I feel 100% better. We talked about it, a while back, the homecoming against Taylorville. I just felt our kids were on 10 and they just couldn't settle down in that first half, where we saw the adjustments. They got into halftime, heart rates kind of slowed down a little bit, and then they came out and played solid football in the second half. And then last week, just with all the emotion and energy and effort that went into that game, it certainly, again, I wouldn't say that it was very similar to that game against Taylorville, coming off the high against the Sycamore loss, but it still had that adrenaline and emotion that it felt like. Now, that's not to say that, being at home, running through your tunnel with your band playing and the smoke bombs clouding the air, like that certainly is still going to have a certain level of emotion and adrenaline, but I am excited that there's nothing else going on, that maybe our kids can, kind of play calm and relaxed and focused, sound football from the very opening kickoff. At least that's the hope, right?
That's the hope, and we call this segment Friday Focus. So if we're looking for a sponsor actually still for this segment. So if you're out there, you want to sponsor Coach's Couch, make sure you reach out to RZ there on the handles on the Instagram, the Facebook. Follow us at Coach's Couch. You can Google it, you'll figure us out. But we need a sponsor because that goes right back into this equipment. We got all kinds of upgrades. We got lights that are like, I don't know, they're ESPN quality, I think. I feel like we're in Bristol, Connecticut right here. We've got monitor for the crowd. We got speaker upgrades. We've got switches, all the tech stuff that I know nothing about, but RZ keeps making it better, and it makes this program better. So if you're out there, you want to sponsor, get a hold of RZ at Coach's Couch, and we'll proudly bring you into the fold for this year and next, for that matter. Coach, we need to take a break. We'll be right back with our next segment we call Chalk Talk, presented by Jodi O'Malley with J Collective Homes.
Coach's Couch is proudly brought to you by our 2025 sponsors. Our presenting sponsor, Fisher National Bank. Segment sponsors, Jodi O'Malley with J Collective Homes. This week in Bulldog Athletics and the Bulldog Gridiron Club. A big thank you to our couch sponsors, Alex and Amy Giorgio, Lee and Peyton Zaruzin, and a special shout out to our 2025 Sticker Club. Thanks for repping the couch. These businesses, supporters, and fans make it possible for us to bring you Bulldog football all season long. Thank you for supporting the couch. And go Bulldogs!
Better banking is about more than just money. It's about people. Fisher National Bank is locally owned community bank serving all of Mahomet Seymour. We're your friends and neighbors who take a vested interest in the Mahomet area. Last year alone, Fisher National volunteered over 750 hours of community service. Fisher National Bank is in your corner by investing in the people we serve. Learn more about us at fishernational.com or come see us in Mahomet on Oak Street. Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC.
Support Bulldog Nation by sponsoring Coach's Couch. Become a segment sponsor today and get your business featured in a 15-second ad during the show. Plus, enjoy a shout-out during your sponsored segment. Contact us at the information on your screen to secure your spot today.
Greetings, Bulldog Nation. The Bulldog Gridiron Club is a non-profit organization made up of parents and community members whose goal is to enhance the reputation and tradition of Mahomet Seymour Bulldog football and cheerleading through financial support and community outreach. To learn more about what we've done, what we have planned, and how you can help support our student athletes, visit our website for more information. Go Bulldogs!
Hey, Bulldog Nation, the Couch Sticker Club is here. For just $5, you can rep the couch and help us keep the show rolling. DM us or swing by Yoyo's during a show to get yours. Join the club, rep the couch.
This week in Bulldog Athletics is the leader in Mahomet Seymour Junior High and High School athletics. Not only providing you with daily game recaps of all sports, but also providing captivating photography, graphics, and videography to showcase our Bulldog athletes. Give Twiba a follow on our socials, and remember, it's always a great day to be a Bulldog.
Are we live? Great. Coach, you guys started off a little slow, but 10 unanswered points. You got to be feeling pretty good going into halftime. What are your thoughts?
Heavyweight fight, man. That's why they give you 12 rounds. In this case, that's why you get 4 quarters. You're right. We made way too many mistakes there in the first quarter. Settled down, got those corrected, and 10 unanswered, like you said. I like where we're at. We decided to kick the field goal there at the end just because we knew we were going to get the ball to start the second half. Try to get 2 for 1 there, if you will, where we knew we were going to get some points, right? So, no, this is a great game between 2 great teams. We're going to go in and make some corrections, and we'll see how we are in the second half.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what you come up with. Thanks, Coach.
Okay, hey, stick around with us right after the break. We've got
Hey, welcome back. Hey, shout out to Bulldog TV for sharing some footage there. The halftime interview with Coach. That's pretty cool how RZ puts that together.
Hey, it was nice to hear that other guy's voice there at the end. Was that Chad?
You know,
Where's he
that
at?
Chad Collins, unfortunately, or fortunately, I'm not sure which way to read it. I can play both sides of this. Has prioritized flag football. And my day hat says that's awesome. But my evening hat says, where are you? So that's where he's at. He's coaching flag football. So he's put his family first, which I don't understand why he's. We always talk about family strong, but he takes it to another level. But man, we've got some guests here that we need to talk to, Coach. We call this thing Chalk Talk. It's presented by Jodi O'Malley with J Collective Homes. This will bring in some dudes from the staff, and we got a couple dudes. I'm gonna mix it up, and I'm gonna let these dudes introduce themselves this time. And Ryan, you got to either cut that speaker or crank it. I don't know. Why did you keep going? It's messing with me. Yeah. No. Okay. Coach, go ahead. Start us out, Henry.
All right. I'm Coach Henry Turek, coach the defense on the varsity football team. So,
Does he need to use my speaker or my microphone? Like, could you hear that?
switch.
This is a live show.
Hello. No. Hello. Hello.
Hey,
me.
from Mahomet, I know you're watching. Text me if you can hear us. All 4 of us.
I'm Henry Turek, coach the defense.
I'm Carrick McDonald. I coach the defensive line.
There you go.
All right, we're going to continue on as if everyone could hear us. And
We'll just assume.
Chris Roberts from the Chris Roberts Halftime Show is going to let me know for sure if he can or can't. Of course, if he can't hear us, I guess he'll never know what we're talking about. But let's get into football, guys, and let's get away from this. This is why we need more sponsors, guys. We need some more upgrades, apparently. Still working out some kinks behind the scenes with Cletus. All right, Coach Turek, how long have you been coaching with the Bulldogs? I know you go way back.
I've been here 20 years, so I've been coaching for 20 years here in Mahomet. Started 2006, the fall of 2006. Michael Berner's senior year, Alex Giorgio's junior year, and been here ever since.
You're like a grandpa.
Well, we do have a coach on staff nicknamed Grandpa. Unfortunately, it is not me.
Is it Pogue?
No, it's Coach Gallier. But
that makes sense.
That was just because he's most likely to have Werther's Originals in his pocket at any time. So that's why we call him Grandpa.
Do the kids call you Unc then?
They should. They probably should, but that's probably more of a Coach George title there.
Yeah.
So, they unfortunately or unfortunately call me Coach Turek most of the time. So.
Well, that's good. That's respect.
Yeah.
So talk about your role. You do the defensive coordination, of course, but you really focus on the box guys, don't you?
Yeah. So for the most part, I mean, I'm really fortunate that Blake Begner's on staff. Blake, obviously, fantastic football mind, came up in a great program led by a great coach. So he clearly knows what he's doing.
Wow.
But he pretty much handles all the passing game as far as the passing game coordinator, handles the DBs, coaches them up, and I kind of take the lead on the box, make sure the linemen and linebackers, we fit everything up run-wise and work on our pass rush and all that stuff. And that's pretty much how we split it on the defensive side.
And we've got, of course, we got Carrick McDonald, who introduced himself. Carrick, how long have you been with the program?
This is my first year. It's my first year as a Bulldog. I am loving it so far. It's great.
What's your favorite part of being a Bulldog?
How much everyone cares, which is fantastic. The community support, every practice is just the kids are dialed in, locked in. And I used to coach down south, so it reminds me a lot from back home, and I'm really enjoying it. It's great.
So talk about your history a little bit for people that don't know you, Carrick. What you say down south? Where are you coming from?
Yeah, I've kind of bounced around a little bit. I, as a young coach, was like, hey, I want to be a head coach, and so I had an opportunity to move from Louisiana up here. I was the head football coach at a program about 15 minutes north, Fisher, Illinois, for 1 year, and then made the move to Hoopston, and I was the head coach there for a few years, and I just had my wife did actually, I did not. My wife just had a baby girl a month ago, and that hour commute from where I lived to Hoopston was just not in the cards. And when I moved up here, John was actually the first coach to reach out to me and kind of welcome me to the area. So I shot him a text, and I was like, hey, so I can't make this drive anymore. Do you have a spot open? And, luckily he did, and, it's been history since.
Well, congrats on the baby, and welcome to Mahomet. So you get here, you get the keys to the car, and you get Javon Tompkins. How's that feel?
He's awesome. I love Big J, man. Big J, he's a tough kid. I'm very hands-on as a coach, so there's times where I'm like, I have to hold the bag and stuff like that, and every time I go against him, I question a lot. I have some bruises and stuff like that. My wife's like, what are you doing at practice? And I'm like, well, if you see some of the kids, you'd understand. They go hard every play, and they're a joy to coach.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see it, but if you have 4K TV, Coach Max got a little scratch above it on the bridge of his nose from.
He could zoom in on that. We could zoom in on that. Javon.
Javon got me Friday night pretty good. It's healed up a little bit, but yeah, he got me in the face, and as a new dad not sleeping a lot, it woke me up, and I was like, I'm ready to rock and roll on Friday night now. So,
Javon, save it for Effingham. Listen, we've got a lot of other great guys to talk about. One of them's going to be with us later on today, Noah Frank. But talk about some of the other guys that make your job easy. Both of you, but start with the D-line.
We're really fortunate, obviously. Javon and Noah, those are the two guys that are back from last year, and we talked about Javon already. Noah's coming up here in a little bit, so I'll move past them. But in the box, Bo back is a kid that he's not on the D-line, although he played a little bit there last year, kind of a utility guy, but he's kind of took over that middle linebacker position last year. We moved Brock Vanderveer back to safety position, and Bo's kind of he's our leader in the box, and him along with Frank, who are our most senior guys, our oldest guys, just kind of the nature of the position. Bo being in the middle of the defense, he kind of we count on him to make all of our checks, make the alerts, communication with the other players. So he's just been fantastic. And then we have some younger guys or some guys that are new to the positions, Hammerschmidt and Pierce Douglas, who are both young, but they're athletic. Pierce has kind of moved around a little bit from a DB position to linebacker. He's the kind of guy you look at him, he's got a linebacker body. Same thing with Colin Hammerschmidt. You look at him, and I think a lot of people would be surprised that he's a sophomore. And they're learning the position, so they're not quite at the point where they can identify all those checks. So physically they're there, but Bo kind of helps them with that mental side, which is fantastic. I'll let Coach talk a little bit more about some of the D-line guys. Yeah, I don't know if I'm still on.
Yeah.
He keeps cutting out.
Hard tone.
Yeah, no, and we talked about Jay, we've talked about Noah, and as the most senior guys, when I got hired, I watched a ton of film, and they, both just really popped out. When I learned Javon was a freshman last year, I was like, okay, that's gonna be fun to coach. And he's a great kid. Noah's awesome. Huey Allen's first-year starter. He's played some different spots on the defensive line.
Yeah, he's definitely the utility guy for us, where he can put him at end, we can put him at nuke, and being an older guy, it's great having that kid that can just kind of, you could trust him to be where he needs to be and play hard every down. So that's great.
Yeah. Got Slayton Deck. He's played some defensive end. We got a few other young guys. We're trying to get some reps as well. We're just trying to see who's going to be the nastiest dude out there. Who's going to be the most physical dude. Just freaking get after it.
I like that. And, we talk about this on Friday nights on air a lot, how funny it is when Tompkins comes out and you got Big Vance coming in. The guy across the way has to be like, are you serious right now? Are you kidding me? Like, we finally got him out of the game and this dude comes in? Talk about Vance a little bit.
Oh, Vance, yeah.
It's coaching Vance. Like, I literally have to look up at the kid, and it's so strange. So I'm just trying to get him to, do what he needs to do, and it's just, I'm literally like just staring up at, what I feel like I need a ladder to like just get up there and talk to him. And he's a big boy, big body. Got to get him to play hard, and he does a great job. He's very coachable. Love coaching Vance.
Yeah. Love it. It was great seeing him. He got in for a few reps. Against Mount Zion, he got a sack, which was awesome.
That's awesome.
I think he was obviously excited, but I think the sideline was probably more so excited. And yeah, he's just. I always joke, when you're playing center and Javon needs a break and he's coming out, and you've been working hard and just barely scraping by, and then all of a sudden you see Vance come off the sideline and just like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's like really? This is number 2?
What is this gonna? Yeah, right. So it's pretty awesome having that guy, and I mean he's a senior and he's a workhorse. Can't say enough about Vance. Vance takes a lot of reps on our scout team going against our offense, and like that's one of those things that it's very easy to overlook, and it is incredibly important. So when we have success on the offensive line and our offensive line is able to move the ball against anybody, well, that's because they're practicing against Vance as a backup right now for us, and he's going in there fresh against them and making them work hard every single day. So, poor Josh Craig gets to go between Vance and Javon when we go ones versus ones, and then we'll throw Huey Allen at him every once in a while. So, he's got some tough nights.
One other kid that does a really great job of scout, just preaching with our defensive line kids, Grant Arbuckle is just so important to what the offense does. A few weeks ago, you look at his practice jersey and it's all ripped up, and we're just like, what the heck? And then you watch the practice film and it's like, oh, he's getting after it.
That's awesome.
He's doing a great job embracing his role. He's a joy to coach. He's a funny kid, man. This group of senior defensive linemen, they're just awesome. They're so much fun.
That's fun. Vance Clark, by the way. We kept saying Vance, so if you're watching at home, Vance Clark. Coach, your turn to talk about why you brought these two in and talk a little bit about them.
Try it.
Yeah, we've got 4 mics. This is the first time ever.
I'm not sure. Is this one working, RZ? RZ production? Okay, good. Yeah, so again, these guys do a great job for our staff, just like all of our other coaches that we've had on and certainly that we're going to continue to bring on. But, we talk about Coach Turk being our defensive coordinator. Since the minute he took over as the D coordinator, he has absolutely taken this and made it his own. He's the guy that was coming up with the new names and the new ways to do things and how can we evolve and continue to get better and what does this look like? And and he's really, like I said, he's made it his own, and it's became a staple for our program. You know, we've played some really, really good defense in the past, you know, many, many years, and we're playing good defense again this year as well, even with young guys, and and that's a credit to Coach Turk. Like, you know, we've talked, you know, when your son played, about all the records and statistics that we broke defensively. That's due in large part to Coach Turk and the defense that he's created and molded and whatnot. So couldn't be happier or prouder of Coach Turk and thank the effort and work that he's put in.
I would interject there that I've been very fortunate that Coach has given me some of the more talented players on defense and some of the more talented coaches, because I'll come up with an idea and I'll be like, hey, how about we do this? And they'll be like, well, if you're going to do that, you're probably going to need this guy and that guy and for all to work. And I was like, well, if we got to need those guys, then we needed those guys.
We'll take
so I'm sure Coach Berner on the other side is looking at it going like, wish I had Brock full-time. I wish I had Noah Frank full-time. Javon would be one heck of a guard, right? And so I've been very fortunate. So I have had success because of all the fantastic players and coaches that I've been able to work with. So that's
and to that point, though, you know, Coach always brings the ideas, and you know, you've heard me say this many times. Like, as a head coach, the last thing that you want is yes men. You always want guys to not necessarily challenge you, but yes, challenge you in a standpoint of why or how or what about this. And again, Coach Turk has done a phenomenal job of that since the day I got here. He's always wanted to know why, or can we do it this way, or what does this look like? And again, I just think that that's not only made our defense better, but our program better as a whole. So, and then Coach Mackey, again, what a luxury it is. You've heard me say this many times. I always love to have former head coaches on our staff. I think Coach is now our third head coach that we have on our staff, and I will take 6 more if they want to join us. I don't have an ego when it comes into this game. I want the best coaches around that we can possibly find. And anybody that's going to make our program and our kids better, please come join our staff. And luckily for us, you know, Coach Mack is, you know, he reached out when he first got in town at Fisher, and I tried to kind of be a sounding board for him, you know, him coming from down south, and we kind of stayed in connection. He came and watched some of our playoff practices back when Jake and the boys played, and Coach Mack's, you know, kind of always just stayed in touch, and then this kind of opening came, and Coach needed a spot, and man, I just couldn't be happier to have Coach, and then to have him be able to put in the work and the effort that he's done for our program. Just an absolute blessing, and absolutely thankful for these 2 guys.
Well, and you talk about these guys schematically planning and things, but I've always noticed that we're really good in third quarters, and there's a lot of factors there, but there's got to be one of those factors has to be the game planning and adjustments that happen at halftime. I think that's a credit to these coaches, don't you think?
There's no question. Again, they do a great job in the tent, you know what I mean? But then when we can get, you know, 3 to 5 minutes at halftime where we all get to sit down and write things down and draw it up and talk about it amongst ourselves, what does this look like? And then, to your point, we can go in and make all the corrections that we want to, but if the kids can't turn around and execute, then it's a moot point, right? So credit to our kids as well. It's one thing for us as a great coaching staff that we have to be able to make those adjustments and corrections, but then credit to our kids to be able to go out and execute those. But you're 100% right. We have done a great job in all the second halves.
Well, and I will add to that, and this is something that Coach bought into a while ago, where we switched to straight platooning players. Yeah. And I mean, obviously it doesn't solve every problem, and there's a lot of people that can look at it and go, well, you know what, like I said, Javon Tompkins would be one heck of a guard, and Noah Frank would be a heck of a tight end, fullback, whatever, tight end, all right? But long story short, we're able to do this, and we're able to maximize the amount of players we have, and there's been so many games where it's been neck and neck in the first half and back and forth, and then Sycamore would be an example of that. We come out in the second half, and they've given us their best shot, and you know, we're able to hold with it as long as they could, and then we come out, our offensive line dominates, our defense comes out, we're fresh, we're able to play. And that's something that Coach, you know, that was a hard thing to do.
I remember.
And we've talked a lot about that with other staffs, and a lot of other head coaches are a little worried to take that. Coach went in and said, how do we get it done? And we were able to do that, so I credit him for that.
Well, and those kids are able to really specialize and really hone in on their skill set, which makes them better for the team. I mean, you see it every year. These guys get so much better as a solo side of the ball than they would if they're trying to concentrate on multiple positions.
Absolutely.
And the other thing you see is you guys get real creative to get playmakers in the game no matter what. You've got packages that you can rely on. When we need something, you can always bring in your playmakers to get a couple yards or return a punt for a touchdown or whatever it might be in the past. So you find ways to use those weapons.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That you have. So it's really the best of both worlds. Well, head coaches, I know, Henry, you've been through this a few times. You're a veteran. But it's your guys' chance. You've probably watched the Coach's Couch to maybe say something nice about Coach. Maybe you want to roast him live with an audience. We're building a really.
He calls it the roast of Jon Adkins.
We're building a great audience. Every week it gets larger. So you've got a live audience. It's your chance to do what you want. You have the mic.
I don't know. I'm not usually used to making like comical remarks, so that's not usually my
facetious.
bag. Facetious. There you go. So, no, I'll just say this about Coach Adkins. I've been fortunate enough. I mean, been here 20 years. I coached 1 year up north. So I've worked with a few different staffs, a bunch of different coaches throughout the years, 4 different head coaches. And, John is as advertised. He is an intense individual. He wants to win. He wants to be successful. And he is, as he said before, he does not want yes men. He does not want people to agree with him. He wants to have arguments, and he wants to hash things out. And I have felt that he is willing to hear contrary voices, and he's willing to be persuaded. So it's not just, let me tell you why you're wrong. It's, well, let's figure it out together and try to do what's best for our team and get all on the same page. And that's been something that I tend to be more of an idea guy. Coach is definitely very practical about how we can get stuff done. So when I come up with an idea, and he's been able to help me flesh it out, and we've had a lot of success because of that. And that's something that I feel that he has done a fantastic job making me a more successful coach. And I hope I've been able to do a little bit of that for him. But that's one of the things that I really appreciate about Coach Adkins.
And have you ever gotten, disagreements where you guys get after each other?
Like, in what regard do you mean get after each other?
Yelling. I know this stuff happens on the sidelines. Now, I don't know if it happens with you guys personally, but sometimes that's a healthy thing. I know that's a weird thing to say.
We've definitely pushed back on each other, but I don't know if it's ever gotten heated. And I think that's partly because I respect the heck out of Coach Adkins, and I feel that he respects me. And we've disagreed, and there's times where we do get frustrated, but we both come about this from the same point, that we just want to win football games. And he said he doesn't have much of an ego, which is 100% true. He just wants to win games. He doesn't care who gets the credit, and I feel similarly. Right? I mean, at the end of the day, the coaches on the staff, the players on the team, they know who's doing what and what's important. Maybe it's because I played offensive line, so I'm not seeking credit a lot of times. But I think that's one of the things that we have a lot of guys like that, and that's not unique just to the two of us, right? Coach Mack, former head coach, willing to come in and be a position coach for us, do whatever it takes. Coach Watson, also former head coach, coming in, coaching our freshmen. Coach Pogue, former head coach, coaching our special teams and quarterbacks. I mean, we just got guys that are here because they love football. They want the Bulldogs to be successful, and it's an amazing group of guys to be around. It really is.
Well, it's a credit to Coach.
Absolutely.
You don't want credit, but that these guys want to come coach here. I mean, it's that culture that you've built over the years. So, what's one thing that you notice as a new guy that you're like, oh man, what is this guy all about? There's that moment you're like, wow, he's really
this guy drinks a lot of energy drinks.
I think Coach with get about 3 hours of sleep a night.
We can probably go pound for pound with the energy drinks. Definitely just the organization that Coach Adkins just has when it comes.
Trying to get them to roast you.
No, I'm usually the one getting roasted, so it's hard to roast. But it's just whenever like I've moved up here and, just as a young head coach trying to figure it out, like Coach Atkins was, one of the people kind of opened his door, to me to watch and stuff like that. I remember in 2022, whenever you guys were making the playoff run, like I came and watched the practice and I was like, oh, this is awesome, like and
music going.
Yeah, I loved it. It just had fun. That's something that's just always stuck in the back of my head here. Like, this is like how it is at Mahomet. It's great. It's a testament to Coach and all the hard work he's done to build this program, and it's just awesome. Just now to be a part of it.
But I've told you this since day number one, and I will continue to say it. In any type of leadership position, principal, it doesn't matter, head coach, you can have a vision all you want to. But if the people that work with you don't see that same vision or carry out that vision, then it all falls apart and it's nothing. So when Coach says he came and watched a playoff practice, that had nothing to do with me. That had to do with the coaches and the players buying into a vision, carrying out the vision, having their own input and thoughts in a vision, and that's the product that he got to see. And again, I'll say it a million times, we have probably the best coaching staff in the state of Illinois. I would put that up against any other staff, and I'm incredibly blessed and lucky just to be around these guys every day.
I will say some things for the viewers.
Yeah, this is too much of a love fest. We need.
Viewers are looking at it. Coach Atkins is one of the best people of being frustrated at a distance that I've ever seen. So if you ever see him, offense is on one side, defense is working on the other side. Sometimes you'll see Coach just rocking back and forth in the middle, just shaking his head.
I think I saw that in the first half at Taylorville.
Absolutely. So it'll just be like, what is he doing over there? What is that guy? Why is that freshman on me right now? Right? So he is very
read the body language without the words.
Very
he
true.
conceals nothing with his body language. So
the one moment I had with Coach, which I love to share with everybody, that I didn't really know Coach yet. It was kind of new to the Bulldog TV too. And I remember we had a big win. I don't even know who it was. But I get super hyped. I don't know if you guys know that. And he matched and went way past my energy when he came up for that post game. So, and we were celebrating like we were 12, and it was awesome. And I'll never forget that moment because I was like, this guy gets it, he wants to win, and he has fun doing it. And I love the energy. So you probably remember that, and we probably do that every win, actually.
Yeah, I do remember that. Absolutely.
Well, I think we've had enough for this segment, guys. Thanks for coming. You're going to come back at the end, though.
Oh, fantastic.
If you have questions for these coaches or Coach Atkins, bring them on the chat right now because they're going to join us at the end for that segment we call Sidelines, presented by the Gridiron Club. Up next, we got some players, though. But first, we got to pay the bills. We'll be right back on Coach's Couch.
Great job, boys.
Coach's Couch is made possible by supporters like you. Don't have a business but still want to help? Become a couch sponsor and help us bring weekly coverage of Bulldog football all season long. Contact us at the information on your screen to join the team today.
Looking for high-quality pro audio? Movo is your solution. The WMX2 Duo is perfect for interviews, podcasts, or presentations with its wireless, hassle-free audio. Upgrade your audio with Movo today. Shop the WMX2 Duo at movo.com. Movo. Creators wanted.
Coach's Couch is proudly brought to you by our 2025 sponsors. Our presenting sponsor, Fisher National Bank. Segment sponsors, Jodi O'Malley with J Collective Homes. This week in Bulldog Athletics and the Bulldog Gridiron Club. A big thank you to our couch sponsors, Alex and Amy Giorgio, Lee and Peyton Zaruzin, and a special shout out to our 2025 Sticker Club. Thanks for repping the couch. These businesses, supporters, and fans make it possible for us to bring you Bulldog football all season long. Thank you for supporting the couch. And go Bulldogs!
Better banking is about more than just money. It's about people. Fisher National Bank is locally owned community bank serving all of Mahomet Seymour. We're your friends and neighbors who take a vested interest in the Mahomet area. Last year alone, Fisher National volunteered over 750 hours of community service. Fisher National Bank is in your corner by investing in the people we serve. Learn more about us at fishernational.com or come see us in Mahomet on Oak Street. Fisher National Bank, exceptional communities, exceptional people, member FDIC.
Support Bulldog Nation by sponsoring Coach's Couch. Become a segment sponsor today and get your business featured in a 15-second ad during the show. Plus, enjoy a shout-out during your sponsored segment. Contact us at the information on your screen to secure your spot today.
Greetings, Bulldog Nation. The Bulldog Gridiron Club is a non-profit organization made up of parents and community members whose goal is to enhance the reputation and tradition of Mahomet Seymour Bulldog football and cheerleading through financial support and community outreach. To learn more about what we've done, what we have planned, and how you can help support our student athletes, visit our website for more information. Go Bulldogs!
Hey, welcome back to the Coach's Couch. Hey, we got new angles. Oh, you just came off the angle. I was gonna talk about your new equipment. We've got I don't know what we call this, ceiling cam?
Yeah,
Sure.
like ceiling cam.
Call it a ceiling cam. Hey, this next segment's called Inside the Huddle. It's presented by This Week in Bulldog Athletics. And if you like the ceiling cam and all the new tech, you could also be a sponsor. But we're really thankful for our current sponsors. Twibba has been a sponsor since the beginning. He was number one. He was our first guy to step up. That is Mike Orton that runs Twibba. Make sure you go like and follow them as well. He's everywhere. He covers everything, Bulldogs. But hey, we've got two guys here. I'm going to let them introduce themselves this time. So go ahead, you start.
I'm Chase Dockham. I'm a senior. I'm a corner.
I'm Noah Frank. I'm number 2. I'm a defensive end, and I'm a senior.
Number 2 in the program, number 1 in your hearts. That's what he wanted to say.
There it is. He wanted to. Listen, so what's more nerve-wracking, this show that you've watched loyally for every week, I hear, or going out before the game like butterflies? Which is worse?
This is 100% worse. I've done football for 3 years now. This is so much worse.
So
I love it, though. Not to say that I don't like it, but.
So, no, we're going to hone in on that a little bit. Why are you nervous?
Oh, I'm not a public speaker at all.
You're doing a great job so far. So, Noah, you've started 3 years now. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Or at least you played 3 years ago. Did you start 3 years ago?
Yeah, I started
That's what I thought.
sophomore year.
That's what I thought. So, we've asked other 3-year starters. We got a lot of them this year. You're pretty lucky to have a few of them. What's it like from year one to the last year? I'd like to get your take on that. The evolution of Noah Frank.
It's kind of like a really weird full circle moment, seeing like Hammer right behind me, because we were talking about it today. I always used to get yelled at, "Don't be a sophomore," and now that I'm seeing him like,
I think that a great Cubs manager used to say, "Try not to suck."
yeah, exactly, yeah. But no, it's just weird seeing like a sophomore like that starting literally behind me, and kind of being like helping him out and whatnot.
That was you just a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And okay, we got Noah here, or Chase here. Chase, you've been a bright spot this year, kind of doing a little bit of everything. Special teams too, right?
Yeah. I've been on special teams. Yeah, I'm on kickoff return and kickoff, and then also punt return. So.
Yeah, I've hollered at your name a few times on the kickoff. I know. What's your favorite part of the game? All 3 phases, or you like defense the most?
So I honestly hate the first play. The first play sucks because I got the jitters and they're like going away. I'm usually a little bit like I don't know. It's like this is really happening right now. It's just kind of I don't know. It's nerve-wracking. Once I get into the game, I get comfortable, and then that's whenever things start to get like a lot of fun. But yeah, it's usually like the first drive. I get everything out of my system that like I'm usually messing up, and then it usually just flows from there.
Yeah, you got to hit somebody sometimes to really get settled in, or get hit, unfortunately. Sometimes that grounds you. Get some snot bubbles, and that now you're ready. Talk about your favorite part with both of you guys, and take turns here. your least favorite part of practice and your most favorite part of practice.
I'll go first, all right?
He's ready for this.
He's like, I've been
waiting.
So-
I've been watching every week.
So sophomore year, it was 100% having to be on Scout D for Diesel. That was the worst part. It was at the end of practice. It was always the worst. Now it's tackle circuit. We got a bunch of, it's just our conditioning time, and yeah, Coach Turk's over there laughing. He loves it.
He loves that drill.
Yeah, he loves it. But my favorite part is doing best on best. That's the one time during the week where we get to like face someone with like real competition where we can just go head to head and just play ball.
Yep. So ones versus ones is what you're referring to. Got it. How about you?
So my all-time least favorite was an old drill we used to do called, I think it was the war drill, right? So it was like best on best, but instead of like resetting the ball where it started, it was just drives and drives and drives. And when you play defense and Trey Peters exists, it's not fun. When it's 4th and 10 and you worked your butt off, and then Luke just throws a deep ball to Trey, and then you got to sprint 50 yards in that field. Yeah, not fun.
Jump balls to Trey.
Love you, Trey. But I'd say now my least favorite part, I'm with him. It's tackle circuit, 100%.
Interesting. All right. I think we're going to take a vote. Tackle circuit's going to win the least favorite award.
Favorite part? Actually, I'd like to change my answer. Least favorite part is when we do the Scouto, but it's like hurry up. Oh my God, that'll kill you.
Get wore out.
Today we did like what, eight segments worth of Scouto, just back and forth.
2 scout teams.
Yeah.
That's
It's super fast. It's really fast paced.
Yeah.
So
That's
you're
what
tired.
gets you. Yeah.
It's just like hurry up
They're
offense.
coming at
but
you.
I'd say my favorite part is probably kickoff. Kickoff's fun. We just get the haul downfield and go hit somebody.
Yep, I like it. Coach, talk a little bit about these guys. What'd you bring them on the show this week for?
Yeah, there's several reasons why we brought them on the show, but number one, I mean, these are 2 seniors on a defense that only has 3 seniors. You know, Huey Allen is the other defensive end, and now he's a rotational nuke or nose guard for us. I mean, that's it. These are the only 3 seniors that we have on a very, very, very young defense. You know, Noah, being the 3-year starter, has been an incredible leader for that defense. He's been the vocal guy, especially with the box guys, like he mentioned, you know, the sophomore behind him. Today, a perfect example, you know, in film, he's kind of leaning over and coaching up Slayton Deck, who, you know, has kind of increased his playing time, but still it's fairly new to him, playing the other defensive end spot. And so Noah's right there helping along. Anytime you can get older guys, 3-year starter guys to do that for your, not only your defense, but for your program as a whole, I mean, that speaks volumes about the kid and about our program, right? And just kind of how he's willing to give back to maybe somebody that did that for him when he was a sophomore. And I can't say enough great things about Noah, the leader, but then certainly the way he plays with his effort and energy. And if you watch us play on Friday nights, not only are these, you know, kind of the only 2 seniors out on the field, but they're the 2 energy guys.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they are always flying around, as quiet as they are now and very humble. They strap it up and play a completely different kid. We literally used to make jokes that Chase is a different kid when he puts a helmet on, and it's the truth.
Yeah.
Like Chase becomes an animal, and you know, and talking about Chase, every single year as a coaching staff, we're always looking for that senior that kind of has a senior year, so to speak. And you know, Chase, his last couple years, a little bit of special teams here and there, a rotational kind of backup guy in the secondary. Man, Chase got his shot this year. You know, he's a senior. He knew this was his time, and he is absolutely making the most of it. He is playing like the senior that we need him to be and want him to be. He's all around the field. Like he said, he's playing corner, but at times you'll see him down there, you know, 1-on-1 off a tight end, setting the edge on the box, sticking his nose in on the run game. Again, he plays so much bigger and physically than he actually looks or is maybe. And that's a credit to these 2 kids. And like I said, just the overall effort and energy that they play with. They're so fun to watch on the field on Friday night. And I'm just incredibly happy and thankful for them, for what they've done for our program. And I love that they're having a great senior year.
They are. I mean, we call their names a lot on Friday nights, both of you guys. But let me ask you something off the field. I'd like to get to know you off the field a little bit. You I want to know more about you off the field too. What's next for you seniors? What are you doing next year? Do you know?
This is my least favorite question.
Okay.
So,
you don't have to have a plan or an answer.
It's good. It's good. I plan to go to college. Probably don't plan going for like sports or anything.
Sure.
But education's important, and that's what I've been told my entire life. So I think that it's like probably smart to end up going to college, get an education. As much as I hate to say it, and as much as it probably hurts to hear for my from my family and stuff, I'm also excited because I've also heard a lot of good things about it. So
Yeah, no, you don't have to have all the answers right now. And I'm 47, don't have the answers. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm doing next week. What about you? You know, you have a sense of what you want to do next year?
I got most of my answers. So this year, I'm graduating early. I'll be done with school in like sub 80 days.
Awesome.
Not that he's counting or anything.
Yeah. No. Awesome.
I just, pieced it together. That, and then I'm going to take some time off from like January till probably like the fall semesters at Parkland.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to major in construction management, get an associate's, and then, I don't know, see where the wind takes me with that.
I love that. Sounds like a great plan. Just stay out of trouble for those few months in between high school and college. Yeah. Homebody. What do you guys like to do for fun? What do you do besides football?
I like going out on the golf course. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. Me and Coach Adkins, probably like 6 or 7 other guys.
There it is. There it is. How many guys?
It was like 6 or 7.
6 or 7, okay.
Approximately. And we all went on the golf course. It was probably one of the best times I've had on the golf course. We played all 18 at the Orange and Blue course in Champaign. It was a blast. I probably had a pretty decent game.
He carried the team. He was on my
humble
team.
Guy.
He carried the team.
Mr. Humble Guy.
I think I just played better because I was around the people that I enjoy being around.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I go around there by myself. I go golfing by myself. It's not as fun because I get in my head, so it's just not that great. But I was out with with a bunch of people that I enjoy being around, and then I just played my best game. So.
Loosen up, yeah. How about you? What do you do off the field? You're a hunter.
Like I said, no, I've never hunted.
I would have guessed hunting or fishing.
I want to, really bad. But no, like I said, I'm mostly a homebody.
Yeah. Netflix?
Not so much of that. I got my own little like shop out in my garage, and I'll go tinker with stuff. It's just, I don't know, like a side hobby. That, and I got my grandpa's really big like cassette deck, like 5-tower speaker thing.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's from like 1980.
Oh,
dude, I taught myself how to use a cassette deck, not to make you feel old.
Yeah.
I know that's your time.
Yeah.
Cassette deck.
Yes, it is.
I got some donations for you. I'll give you.
I was not back in the record player days, though.
Oh, no, I got one of those, too.
That's coming back.
Yeah, it is.
Well, it makes sense. You like to tinker. You're going to construction management. That
just turn that on, kill some time.
Yeah.
Make a lot of food.
You remember that you could flip the cassette over. There's a whole nother side.
There's a whole nother side, yeah. I learned that like 3 days ago. No, I'm joking.
It's the old B side. Yeah. Good stuff, guys. Coach, or not coach, we always like to give you guys an opportunity to say what you want about Coach, whether it's good, bad, you got a question.
This is really becoming the roast of Coach Atkins.
Well,
we're letting the coaches
it's an
roast, the
opportunity
players.
to just give. You got
change the name. No longer Coach's
from
Couch.
These coaches.
Coach's Roast.
The Coach's Roast segment sponsored by, I don't know, we need like a chicken brand or something, but okay, go ahead.
I got 2. I got a comment. And
see,
then I got a
they come
roast.
prepared.
Most kids have none. Chase has 2.
Senior.
So comment's the good one. I was just gonna say that like you as a person, it really comes out like whenever you're just like I'm around you. You know, at football. You're pretty scary. I'm not gonna lie.
I can't vouch for that. Anybody watching at home, he's terrifying.
He usually walks around with a grumpy-looking face, but like again, seeing him like outside of football and stuff. Like we have an end of the summer pool party, and he's just a blast to be around. The golf trip that we did, and then we did a U of I fridges thing where we just moved a bunch of fridges in. It kind of sucked, but. It was fun to be around all the guys, and I just really enjoy like being around Coach Atkins because he's more of like a friend more than a coach. And then One of my roast questions is, I want to know if you've always walked like you were like a 6-year-old having a temper tantrum.
If he's always walked like a 6-year-old having a
Honestly, you could
temper
probably
tantrum.
ask anyone else in the school that sees him walking around, and they would probably like agree with
Coach
me.
Atkins, you need to respond to them.
So here's the deal, all right? Usually, I have places to get to, all right? And like everything I do,
Chase, do
I
you
don't
want
wanna
to
be
show
late.
the folks at home the walk?
Oh, so it's funny you say that. This is how far back this goes, Chase. When I became a head football coach in 2009, I had a sophomore quarterback who his next 3 years, every day at practice, the kids would make him walk out to practice like me. Like, this is how far back this walk goes. So, yes, everybody that knows me knows I pace, I am anxious, I want to get to where I'm going, and I do it. Like, why would I take up time? I know I got to get somewhere. So, yes. And I got a little anger to my walk, too. So.
Can you guys either demonstrate that for us tonight? I'm putting you on the spot. Or can we talk one of the offensive players into turn that into a touchdown celebration? I would love
think
to see.
Coach Turk just did a pretty good.
I would love to see
I think
that.
he did a pretty good impression.
Can we get a camera on Coach Turk to show us? Yeah, let's show the Turk. Let's see the Atkins walk. Wait, hold on. You got to get a camera. Let's try it again.
That's pretty good.
There we go.
Maybe.
Right off camera, he goes. I think I saw that at halftime too at Taylorville.
Yeah.
We'll run that back a few times. So please,
maybe I can talk one of the offensive players into.
you need to talk like Ashby would be a good candidate. I feel for that.
Would be amazing at that.
What's the? Okay, never mind.
That was
We're getting off track.
Chase.
You've got a chance.
I got a question. So, if you could take anybody from the varsity lineup, sophomore to senior, if you could have anybody coach for you next year, who would it be?
Wow.
There's one right answer.
That is an awesome question. So, again, as you guys know, I have 3 or 4? I got 4. Did we cut out RZ? I got 4 former players on our coaching staff right now, former players of mine on our coaching staff. I love having former players come back and help us coach. They've been around me, they know the expectations, they know the vision for the program. To me, head coaches is probably number 1, and former players is probably a close number 2 of people that I would want to have be a part of our staff. There is a little bit of a fine line. The IHSA makes you be out a certain number of years, and then you have to get ASEP certified and background checked and all that stuff. Because actually Ashton Heiser, who's on staff now, wanted to do it his first year out of high school, and he had to wait, a year. So I probably couldn't take anybody right away, but if I had people knocking at my door in year 2 after they graduated, then I would absolutely love to entertain the idea of taking guys on. I haven't had anybody ask me as of right now if that's what you're getting at, Noah. So I don't know. I would take somebody who would be interested in it.
I guess that's an answer.
Who do you got? Who do you got for me?
I was going to say Ollie for the O-line.
Does Ollie want to coach?
Oh, I have no clue.
I was thinking Noah Daniels.
So how-
he's just
Noah.
like
Noah
super
Daniels.
energetic.
If you're watching this,
Okay.
yeah, with the dad gum. Anytime somebody makes
Dadgum.
a good play and
But-
you become a coach, you better be
But
dadgumming it
does
up.
Noah Daniels want to get into coaching?
Oh, I'm sure he
I'm
does.
sure
I'm
he
sure
does.
he does.
Okay.
Once he hits like 40,
He loves this.
40 and a little gut on him. Oh yeah, he's gonna.
I
be,
feel like this is good. I feel like this is absolutely became the roast of now the coaching staff.
I could 100% see him coaching.
That's awesome. He would make a great coach. There's no doubt. His energy and passion, and he would do a really good job. I agree with you.
All right, Noah, you got any other questions for Coach?
I'm good. I
Comments, suggestions, or otherwise? You want to critique his game plan?
Cut him off. Cut him off.
All right, with that, we'll take a quick break. Appreciate you guys coming. Go get them Friday. Big game.
Yes,
Big
sir.
game
Yes,
against
sir.
the Hearts. Hey, we'll be right back. You guys don't go anywhere because you're part of the next segment as well. We'll be right back after this break.
Couch Sticker Club is here. For just $5, you can rep the couch and help us keep the show rolling. DM us or swing by Yoyo's during a show to get yours. Join the club, rep the couch.
This week in Bulldog Athletics is the leader in Mahomet Seymour Junior High and High School athletics. Not only providing you with daily game recaps of all sports, but also providing captivating photography, graphics, and videography to showcase our Bulldog athletes. Give Twiba a follow on our socials, and remember, it's always a great day to be a Bulldog.
Coach's Couch is made possible by supporters like you. Don't have a business but still want to help? Become a couch sponsor and help us bring weekly coverage of Bulldog football all season long. Contact us at the information on your screen to join the team today.
Looking for high-quality pro audio? Movo is your solution. The WMX2 Duo is perfect for interviews, podcasts, or presentations with its wireless, hassle-free audio. Upgrade your audio with Movo today. Shop the WMX2 Duo at movo.com. Movo. Creators wanted.
Coach's Couch is proudly brought to you by our 2025 sponsors. Our presenting sponsor, Fisher National Bank. Segment sponsors, Jodi O'Malley with J Collective Homes. This week in Bulldog Athletics and the Bulldog Gridiron Club. A big thank you to our couch sponsors, Alex and Amy Giorgio, Lee and Peyton Zaruzin, and a special shout out to our 2025 Sticker Club. Thanks for repping the couch. These businesses, supporters, and fans make it possible for us to bring you Bulldog football all season long. Thank you for supporting the couch. And go Bulldogs!
Better banking is about more than just money. It's about people. Fisher National Bank is locally owned community bank serving all of Mahomet Seymour. We're your friends and neighbors who take a vested interest in the Mahomet area. Last year alone, Fisher National volunteered over 750 hours of community service. Fisher National Bank is in your corner by investing in the people we serve. Learn more about us at fishernational.com or come see us in Mahomet on Oak Street. Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC.
Support Bulldog Nation by sponsoring Coach's Couch. Become a segment sponsor today and get your business featured in a 15-second ad during the show. Plus, enjoy a shout-out during your sponsored segment. Contact us at the information on your screen to secure your spot today.
Greetings, Bulldog Nation. The Bulldog Gridiron Club is a non-profit organization made up of parents and community members whose goal is to enhance the reputation and tradition of Mahomet Seymour Bulldog football and cheerleading through financial support and community outreach. To learn more about what we've done, what we have planned, and how you can help support our student athletes, visit our website for more information. Go Bulldogs!
Hey Bulldog Nation, the Couch Sticker Club is here. For just $5, you can rep the couch and help us keep the show rolling. DM us or swing by Yoyo's during a show to get yours. Join the club, rep the couch.
This week in Bulldog Athletics is the leader in Mahomet Seymour Junior High and High School athletics. Not only providing you with daily game recaps of all sports, but also providing captivating photography, graphics, and videography to showcase our Bulldog athletes. Give Twiba a follow on our socials, and remember, it's always a great day to be a Bulldog.
Welcome back. We got the whole gang back for this segment we call Sidelines, presented by the Bulldog Gridiron Club. They run fundraise for the football guys and the cheerleaders, so make sure you check them out. Look them up on the interweb. They're always taking donations year-round to help support this program and the cheerleaders. So hit them up. And speaking of which, shout out to Alex and Amy Giorgio and Lee and Peyton Zaruzin for being couch sponsors. And before we get going with this segment, I got to talk about the stickers that you see on our microphones. We're selling those, or RZ is, with a suggested donation, $5. You can be a member of Coach's Couch Sticker Club. And you show your support, and you also get one of these stickers you can come pick up live here at Yoyo's, or RZ will, or Alex, Ziegler will drop them off at your front door. They have all kinds of time in the evenings, so they'll do that for you. Go to the website or go to our stuff. Well, yeah, that's true. They're reffing for flag football now, too. So we keep these guys busy, Coach, on their toes. Hey, let's get into it. We got several questions. I'm going to start with Ruth from Oak Creek for Coach Adkins.
Ruth is back.
Ruth is back.
This is awesome.
Thank you, Ruth, for joining the show tonight. Again, Ruth from Oak Creek. You mentioned a term earlier in the show, Coach, about being physicaler. Can you define physicaler?
What was I trying to say again?
Facetious?
Facetious. So dear Ruth, thanks for reaching back out again this year. It's been a year since we've heard from you, so thank you from Oak Creek for reaching back out. So the running joke amongst our coaching staff is there was a coach to be named at a later time that couldn't say facetious. And so now he says it all the time about different things. So I tried to throw that in there today to give him a little shout out, and I couldn't even say it correctly. So I tried to say facetious, not physicalerist or whatever. So sorry, Ruth, I ruined your question there. Facetious, not physicalerist.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Coach.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Just,
you
Coach,
would touch.
I would like to say that Coach Adkins is dedicated to improving himself as a coach, an individual, and he has definitely put effort into his vocabulary in the last few seasons. So I really appreciate him going out of his comfort zone and expanding.
Let me respond to this really quick before everybody. So there's a reason why I married an English teacher, okay? Those who can't speak and or can't spell marry English teachers.
Opposites attract.
These guys used to make fun of me because my practice plans would have so many things misspelled. Well, again, that's why I married my English teacher, and she now proofreads my practice plans for us. So.
It was not his English teacher.
So
he married an English teacher.
Again,
this is not a scandalous environment. This is not Coach's Couch.
We got some inside information this week.
Right there. So
breaking news here on Coach's Couch.
No.
Mrs. Atkins, by the way, thank you. Thank you, though, for doing Coach's homework.
Yeah, he was not Mrs. Atkins' student. They were both adults consenting.
We are 1 year age difference. 2 years.
All right, we are moving on to a topic football related.
Truth is coming out tonight.
Back to facetious. What happened to that?
Anyway,
thanks, Ruth.
Thank you, Ruth, for your engagement. That really sparked some tonight on the Coach's Couch. I can't read this, but I think it's from Scoreboard King. Yeah, the Scoreboard King. Coach Atkins, how can a person become a head coach of a high school varsity football team besides marrying an English teacher that does your homework in college? And how hard is it? In other words, how do you become a head high school football coach, and how hard is it?
Well, I would say it's incredibly hard. I don't think there's many people beating down the bush to become high school head coaches anymore. I've always suggested that if coaches want to give it a try, then by all means do it. I've had several assistant coaches work for me over the years. Some of them have gone on to be head coaches. Most of them are back in the assistant coaching role due to what comes with the job, fortunately or unfortunately. I think a lot of our staff would tell you that they really enjoy just being an assistant coach and coaching kids, and that's kind of one of the things that I truly miss is being able to coach. I do a lot of the other stuff, all the other stuff that comes with it. So there is a lot that goes into it. I think in order to answer the question about how to become one, I think there's many maybe different ways. I would say probably starting as an assistant and building your resume and kind of maybe working your way up would certainly help. Continue to build that resume and create relationships and venture out into the coaching world to know people and hopefully help land you a head coaching job someday. I think is maybe one way to go about it. Yeah.
Nailed it. We're having mic issues. I don't know if you hear me at home, but this one is for from Owen Smizer.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Owen Smizer for Noah Frank.
Noah Frank, who told us he watches this show every week, but I don't think he's ever had his own question on the show. So, Noah, next week I expect a question from you. Noah, who is your favorite offensive lineman? You can try that mic. If it doesn't work, this one kind of does.
Mic check? All right, sick. I got a lot of friends on that O-line. This is going to be fighting words.
So hard to pick a favorite. They're all neck and neck.
Oh, no, I've known Noah and Phil since like 6th grade. And I always hang out with Ollie, so I'm like stuck between the three. I think I'm going to have to go with Ollie.
Yeah, I like the commitment
Phil
of picking
talks
one.
too much smack in, what do you call it, practice. Taking me off.
Good save.
Speaking of which, Ryan Pruitt, QB1, chimes in on the chat. He says, Noah, being part of the trenches over the last 3 years, what's the funniest thing an opposing O-lineman has said to you?
Oh, God.
Can you recall?
I got to keep this PG, right?
Yeah, this is live, and your parents are watching. Pruitt has had a couple good ones back to back. Good job, Brian. Way to lead.
I don't know if it was so much of a say thing, but I can't remember who we were playing. But I remember for some reason, it was my sophomore year, me and Jay were on the same side. I think it might have been a punt block. And Jay I don't know what he was thinking, but I'm trying to get to the punter, and I just see out of the corner of my eye, Jay like 8 feet up in the air. I kid you not, like knee to shoulder on this tackle, and does a front flip and lands. And I was like, what? What are you, why? What are you doing? Javon Irwin,
I was
yeah.
gonna say,
No offense, Javon Tompkins.
I don't know if Big J,
Javon
our Big J
Tompkins,
could do that.
Yeah.
I wish
Big
he
J
could.
could do it.
So he's
Big J
just
can
showing
do it.
off. He's just showing off. This one's from Big J, Javon Tompkins, on the chat. Coach Atkins, what's your favorite dad joke? Ooh. Got one? Do you have one ready?
No, but I know who does, Javon. So let's send it over to Coach Turek, the man with the jokes.
I'm not a just have a repertoire of jokes kind of guy. I'm more of just to make a comment here and there. I'm more of a one-liner kind of guy. So I'm sorry, I'm letting you down, Javon. But most of my 6th graders would probably tell you that I tell dad jokes constantly, just as they come up naturally through the flow of class. Occasionally on the football field, I might make a dad joke here and there. Or more of a granddad joke or whatever. But yeah, so I'm sorry to let you down, Javon.
Pappy Turek. That's the new name.
Pappy, really,
Pappy Turek. We've got another one that came in on the text thread. Chris Roberts. You know Chris. Love Chris Roberts. Huge Bulldog football supporter from the bottoms up, all the way flag football, youth tackle football, up to varsity. Chris Roberts is always at the game and supporting you guys. Anyway, he has more of a comment and wants your opinion on this. He says, hey, I think it's time for high school football to check out challenges and reviews. With all the technology, what do you think about this?
I completely agree, Chris. It's frustrating as a head coach to be able to see or have my coaches see and tell me something that they're able to see, spot of the ball, flag, whatever the case may be, and unfortunately the officials not have that same luxury that we get. They're calling it on the spot, kind of with the human eye and human element of things. So for them to be able to maybe access the luxury that we get and the kids get to see, I think absolutely is something that I could see hopefully in the future. High school basketball has now gone to forcing every high school to have the shot clock. So if that's the case, why can't we force maybe every high school to have some sort of Huddle, Sideline, or instant replay or sports scope, whatever you use, to have that luxury for the officials to be able to check if they need to. Because like we've seen, there's been many times where it's, I don't want to say determine the outcome of a game, but absolutely is a factor in the ball game. And again, so for the officials who are humans to be able to go back and kind of get some help or some answers and see things in a different perspective or way, I think is going to help them, help the game, help everybody. So love the question, Chris. You the man, and I completely agree with you.
Good answer. And, Bulldog TV's got the tech to support the home games, and we might be a little biased, but we'll tell you how we feel. Hey, Coach Atkins, this one comes from the Scoreboard King again. Thank you, Scoreboard King, for chiming in. What do you think about the Packers and Cowboys game last weekend? And I'm going to add to this. Why are there ties in football?
Why are there ties in football is exactly what I was going to say about the game. There's not in anything else. You know what I mean? Like no college, no high school. I don't understand it. Yeah, I don't understand it. I hate it. I wish the NFL would change that and go to a format like high school or college does. What do I think about the game? I think we absolutely had terrible time management at the end of the first half, and literally gave the Cowboys a touchdown. And then I think our time management at the end of the game was almost even worse, where we actually should have lost the game, but luckily got 1 second left on the clock to be able to even send it to overtime, and then same thing in overtime with the last second field goal. It was frustrating to watch. It is what it is. I got other things to worry about than the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, you ain't got time for that, although you did stay up late for that uneventful ending. All right, that is all the questions we have for this week. You got another
I got
comment?
one more question
Yeah,
for Coach.
it's your show.
Can we end this show?
No, please, go for it, Noah.
Please give us the story time of the dance video from college. And
my
you
wife
gotta
tell you this?
No, you told me this freshman year. I was just thinking about it. I have been waiting for this since like sophomore year. Wow. And you got to tell us where we can find it.
No, so you're never going to be able to find
Look for it.
It's locked away in my house on a CD. You don't even know what a CD is.
It's a DVD.
No, it's not on YouTube.
Ziegler has it right now.
No. So in college, in a part of my major, I had to take some electives: swimming, badminton, technique and theory. One of them was something of interpretive dance. So I literally learned like what first position and all this is. Well, the final that I had to do for the class was you had to create a 3-minute dance on your own. So if you've ever heard a song by Journey, I'll actually play it for you guys tomorrow morning in the locker room.
Wait, no, what is it?
No, I'm going to play it for you. So, yes, there is a video of me doing an interpretive dance to a Journey song when I was in college. Got an A+ on it, have the video locked away. You're never going to find it, and you're never going to be able to play it. You can ask Kelly, because Kelly has been trying to find it for years, and she doesn't know where I keep it at. So I might go home and burn it tonight. What? No, one question. Don't ask another one.
0 follow-ups.
What kind of genre of dancing was it? Was it like a line dance, or did you do a little salsa?
No, literally interpretive dancing, like kind of ballet, essentially.
Did you have a ribbon on a stick?
You did ballet.
It was a version of ballet. It was a version of ballet. First position, second position. Google it. You know what Google is.
I'll shut up.
Put it in Chat GPT. You'll find it somewhere. And Kelly, when you're watching, I hope Kelly's watching. Kelly, please get with RZ. Friday night, we'll be there all night long. And so will these guys against Effingham Hearts. coming into town. We've got a big one. If you're in town, get to the field. If you're not within 150 miles, though, you can catch us on Bulldog TV. That's it for this week on the Coach's Couch. We'll see you next Wednesday, 7:30, right here at Yoyo's. Hey, shout out to Yoyo's, by the way. We'll see you next week.